Hey kindergarten, first and second graders. I know that last project was a little bit intense. Today's project is going to be a little bit easier, and we're going to be working on taking care of standard 3.1. By the end of this project, you should be able to talk about your art as well as tell us the choices that you made when you made your project. So let's get started. The first thing we need to know and realize is that whenever we sit down to make art, whether it's a painting or a drawing or a clay piece, is that we have a ton of choices that we have. Also get to choose what you're going to put your creation on. Is it canvas, is it paper, or is it outside using sidewalk chalk? You also get to make the choice of where are you going to display this piece when you're all done with it. And then you also get to choose to finish the piece once you encounter obstacles. That's kind of a big deal because that's going to lead us to our new word today called persistence. And persistence just means that when you encounter things like obstacles, like mistakes, or even running out of a material or not having a material at all, you make the choice to stick with your creation, getting your idea from here out into the world. That's persistence, and that's an important thing because it builds skill and it actually makes you a better artist in the end. You can create anything you want. It can come from your imagination, or you can use something to look at as a reference. Your project can be as big or as little as you want it to be. And you can use anything. I'm going to stick with my pencil and paper. But at the end of this project, you should be able to tell someone at home how you made your project and all the choices that went into getting it done. So, I'm going to get to work on my piece right here. I'm going to move the camera down so you can see what I'm drawing, and then I'll speed it up into a time lapse after we get started. All right, there's my idea. Now, I know what you're thinking. Mr. Brady drew a cartoon coffee cup with some art supplies. We could have seen that one coming. But wait just a second, because I'm going to explain some stuff to you. Believe it or not, this little drawing is something that I do quite often, and it's a drawing that a person that's really special to me, we both kind of share this drawing, and it's personal to both of us. So that's why I picked this little doodad, and he's always got these little polka dot socks, and I kind of think that just makes him a little bit more unique to me and being my drawing. He does have little brushes and pencils and art supplies all over. He's got a blank canvas here in front of him. And I put those in there for another special reason, because whenever I'm in my art room, which is this place that you see around me, I can't help but I notice whenever I drop like my paint tray or my paintbrush, it always lands with the painty side down because I have carpet. It never ever just bounces and doesn't leave a spot. It always leaves paint on the rug. So I really do have a point with that. Now the way I made this, you probably noticed, I draw really loose and really light, and I just make these big kind of fast lines. And I do that to get my hand moving and get all these things down so I can see if they're in the right spot or not. That way I know if I have to go back and clean them up and erase them, or if I like where they're at, then I'll come back in a little while and add some darker lines around them. So the room is supposed to actually look like my room, and if you saw how I started to draw this piece, I kind of drew it to look like it was in perspective, like this part of the canvas over here is a little bit farther away from us, and so it's getting a little bit smaller. And that's also why the legs of the easel are also different lengths. This one is closer to us, so it's a little bit larger, and this one's farther away, and so it's a little bit smaller and it looks a little bit shorter. So some of the choices that I made with this was, well, obviously I chose what I was going to draw, this little character that's special to me. And then I also chose some stuff that's special to me as well, like my art materials and the fact that they always land with the painty side down on my carpet. So my last and final choice with this is, where in the world am I going to put it? And hopefully you can hang yours up somewhere in your house. I'm actually going to end up bringing this one to school and making a copy of it that I can put into the hard copy packets. That'll go home with some people and some families at Prairie Wind. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It should have been a little bit easier. Parents, don't worry about writing anything and sending it in this time. Just a quick picture. You can email it or remind it of your kid's project will work just fine. Have them tell you the choices that they made and how they came up with the idea for their project. That'll work just fine for this project. Let's keep this one nice and fun, a little bit simpler than last time. Still miss everybody. Can't wait to see you again, and I hope I see you sooner rather than later.